Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 4 with another team adventure. You might recognise the cars that we have going on. We're racing some B-class vehicles that are all famous from films and TV shows. I am driving a Buick with a lot of power. This is a hope for the best kind of a Buick, really. It's all-wheel drive, has 400 horsepower, 500 torque, and standard tyres. It's going to be fairly quick down the straights and a handful in the corners, but it should be quite good fun. That's the hope. It could be quite fast. We'll have to wait and see, really. It's not going to quite have the lightness of the Anglia and the Beetles, etc. I'm hoping against hope that the other... Oh, God, machine. Oh, okay, I forgot, of course, standard tyres, big barge, going to handle terribly. Ooh. Might have gone the wrong way with this build. Might just be, it's going to take me a second to get used to it. It's quite different to the last thing I drove. But I'm hoping it's going to be good. I actually do have a massive concern. I can't remember what I did with the gearbox. Does it have 6 gears? Please tell me it has 6 gears, because I put the swap... So when you swap a... doesn't have 6 gears, I'm completely done for, because I'm going to run out of top end. When you swap to driveline, it automatically gets an upgraded gearbox. And I didn't really check gear ratios or anything like that here. Please have 6, otherwise we're finished. We're going to buzz the limiter in 5th. Come on, Buick. Oh, thank God for that. It's still going to buzz the limiter, but it's going to be better than it was. So, the Quattro is going to give us a help through there. We've got good acceleration. It's what we needed. My hope is, in some regards, we're going to be a little bit better than some of the other barges that may be rear-wheel drive. Yeah, that was a missed checkpoint. On the dirt section, but I have a horrible suspicion that we're not going to quite be good enough. Sometimes all-wheel drive standard tyres and big standard tyres at that can really work, but it doesn't always. Beetle's going to come flying, but the Quattro is probably the sensible way to go. The Quattro is probably the much more sensible way to go for this sort of style of thing. Now, standard tyres are pretty good on the dirt normally. I think the Quattro's on street tyres, which may be slightly worse off-road, if I remember correctly. I can't remember how it works now. Regardless, we're going to have to do what we can. The Fury's actually looking pretty good. I was half tempted by the Fury. I have a fairly fast B-Class one actually on vintage race tyres. I like it. I was tempted to use that, but I went with the Buick because I've never built this before. It was sat in my garage. Unused is stock guys. Figured I'd give it a build and see what we could do. Now, if I can catch and pass the Fury, that would be good for Red Team. Now, I mean, this is asking a lot. I'm not going to lie. Because we are not great. To be fair, this circuit might not be the best venue for the Buick. Oh, hello Beetle. Beetle of many grips and little speed or little acceleration. Oh, come on, boaty Buick. Very understeery. I should have put aero on it, but I ran out of PI. It was a bit of a fiddle to get it working. Certainly the way... Jesus, so fast compared to the Beetle down the straight, and it's so bad in the corners. Buick, could we turn any time today? Oh, I'm going to have to be holding out hope for different circuits. And to be fair, it feels like the last few times I've done these adventures, well, there's some exceptions, but there are times where I've started these, and at the first race my car's been terrible. Oh no, have I done something horrifically bad? But then it goes to a different track, a different venue, and it's okay, no, it kind of works. Just I build kind of specialised cars at the moment, it seems. Beetle's going to go past. It's kind of going to be academic, really. It's going to go past here, and then, oh, street furniture, get out of the way. And then we're going to, in theory, outrun it to the finish line, but this lamppost killed us a little bit there. Bye. Sadly, this is all irrelevant in terms of points as well, because we're teammates, so we're not scoring any more points for overtaking each other, and we're 50 points behind blue team. Neither of us can catch the Fury. A different track, I'm hoping we're going to be okay. My gearing might actually screw us. I don't know why this has got short gearing. I should have checked. Normally I do, sometimes I forget, but most of the time we get away with it. I mean, gearing will work differently at different circuits, of course. sometimes I've built cars that have gearing that's terrible at one circuit but works elsewhere and everything. That's to be expected. I don't normally have a car that sits and buzzes the limiter, but I can't do anything about it now. We've started the adventure. You can't tune it, you can't adjust the gearbox. It's what I'm going to have to live with. That's going to be very annoying, because my one big advantage is actually going to be slightly curtailed. Not that you get up to high speeds all that often, but yeah, I'm going to be 50 points down. There's nothing I can do. Absolutely nothing we can do back here. It's not a great start for the Buick. At the end of the day, it's a 4th place at a track that's probably not this car's strong suit. We will have to see how it goes elsewhere. We're going to hope for better. Hope for better elsewhere. It was a Falcon that takes victory ahead of the Quattro. Fury rounds out the podium here. We scored 4th, 50 points behind. It was close. It was very close, but it is not going to be enough, sadly, at the end of all that. We head off-road next. Tarnhouse scramble with the Buick that might or might not work very well. I don't know. Ooh, we start on pole and we've got to launch like crazy here. We should launch and run away a little bit. Fingers crossed and all that. Yeah, it depends on the tyres. If anyone's on rally tyres, they'll win around here pretty much. This track, this is an Ambleside. Some of the other dirt circuits in B-Class you can get away without rally tyres with other builds, but this circuit here, you might get away with it. Rally tyres are going to be the way you go. I don't know how many cars are going to have it. We are going to launch like crazy, and I might be able to cause some grief for cars by virtue of being so powerful, and the all-wheel drive traction might keep me in it a little bit. I suspect the Quattro will be better, but that's fine. The Quattro's on my team, so the Quattro can be better, and I'll be happy to let it go past and do its thing. We're going to take out a fence. That's alright. Got to worry about that fence. Now, can we defend from the Fury? Oh, Fury's having a look, but Fury is not going to make that one work. I wonder if that Anglia may be on rally tyres, because it wasn't particularly anywhere in the first race, which a rally-tired B-Class car might not be, depending on varying factors. We'll have to wait and see, though, how it all pans out. We might lead a lap here. It might do it, yeah. I don't think it's going to pass us in. Now, the final corner I'm going to have to be really careful with. Some cars, often B-Class, you're flat out through this final corner. It is going to be a big breaky moment for me there. Jeez, it really does not like that final turn. I was expecting that, though. You know, that is to be expected. We will cope with that. Oh, down the gears again. We go into the first corner. You've got to be patient with this car, I think. How I'm going to have to drive it, we have to treat it like a muscle car, basically. It's very slow through the corners, and then as fast as possible on the exit. It's going to be a point-and-squirt muscle car on gravel. But that's how we're going to have to drive it, I think, if we're going to get anywhere with it. But it seemed to be working. We're keeping the Fury at bay, because every time we get out of the corner, we just accelerate so much quicker. Come on, you big boat. Now, what would be my fears? Well, the Quattro might still be better than me overall. It's stuck in traffic at the moment. Don't roll the Buick, though, for God's sake. Oh, there we go. That's fine. Ran a little bit wide. We don't really get slowed down by the fence, thankfully. Again, the plus point of the big, heavier cars is that the scenery doesn't really stop them when you run wide. Crashing jump over there, but we are fine. We're keeping the Fury at bay. This is what matters here for the GNX. Just keep that Fury at bay through turn 1 is kind of where I'm most under threat, I think. It's just such a long corner. The hairpin, while I'm not very quick through it, again, we can use the strengths of the Buick to get away with it. I guess the first corner and this corner here, this is where we do get caught a fair bit by those behind us. Oh, puddle didn't really do us much good. Slow it down for the hairpin. Yeah, as long as I can sort of straighten up the exit there, we can just pull. It just goes out of that corner, which I like. Okay, so, as much as I said in the first race, that first race might not have worked for us, but there are places, there are tracks where we can get the Buick to do what we want it to do. We've still got 2 more laps, let's not get carried away here. The Beetle's actually climbed up through the field as well. So that could be on rally tyres. We saw its relative grip and lack of speed in that previous race, so you might go for a rally-tired Beetle. It would be a way to build that car. We are running a little too deep into turn 1. We get away with it. Here comes the Quattro, maybe. Now, the thing that might help me in terms of winning this race is the Fury might be difficult to pass. He's a big car, and again, much like mine, it probably drives in a similar way. So if the Fury holds up the other cars, it might help me win. Now, the Fury is on the other team, but I also want to... Oh, the Beetle's here. The Beetle is here. No, no. Oh, no, do not do this to me. Do not let the Beetle catch us at the death. We've got to use all of our acceleration here. I will be defending this position. I know it is a teammate and everything, but I will not be yielding this place. I want to win with the Buick. This is the one place where I might be at... Well, I say the one place. I don't know about other tracks, but this does look like the one place that our car is strong so far. So I will not be yielding for a teammate here. Points-wise, we're well safe at the moment. So it's not like it's going to make a difference if the Beetle ends up slipping down from fighting, you know, if he gets into trouble or whatever. So, yeah, we're not going to worry too much about fighting the Beetle. Thank you to our other Beetle who's staying out of the way at turn 1. That one not working quite so well around this track. We will jump our way down here. I mean, we are decently clear, but we know how much time... So when we gain so much time through a couple of sections, but we lose so much through here. This bit here is bad for the Buick. Now, the Beetle is going to have to try and go around the outside. Now, I know from my experience how good and strong the outside line can be at this hairpin. You can definitely make it work. Stallion, I think, may have missed a checkpoint. That could be a problem. We park the Buick on the apex. The Beetle misjudges, ends up in the back of the car. That is not going to quite work for the Volkswagen, although is it going to be close enough? So the Beetle will probably be flat through here, and I cannot be with the Buick. That's too far back. It just can't carry speed up the hill. Ooh. We did it. We did it. The Buick had just enough acceleration there. Yeah, it was basically me parking it on that apex is what won me the race. If the Beetle had got through there, we could have been in a lot of trouble. But because I parked it there, because the Beetle didn't really have anywhere to go, it lost its momentum at that point. We could then just power up the hill like we do, and would go on to take a victory, and an earned victory as well, not a gifted one. We had to fight for it, but it was definitely, yeah, much better around there. And importantly, as far as the overall adventure goes, we get the round win. We head next to Astmore, the Heritage Circuit. I'm probably not going to have a good time here. Okay, I have more to... Oh, we start on pole as well. I think the... Whereas the Falcon is probably going to bugger off in this one, and maybe the Quattro. Because, well, yes, I probably have one of the fastest accelerating cars. I am going to buzz the limiter, like an idiot. But it's more the high-speed corners are the problem at this track. I just won't have the grip. I can accelerate to my top speed quickly, but I will not be able to maintain the speed through the corners. The momentum is not going to be with the Buick. So, yeah, I'll do what I can, but I think there's going to be a limit to what it is that we can do. We're off the line well. We may lead lap 1. I guess we're going to find out how bad my gearing is around here, but I'm not holding out great hope. This is the sort of track where, yeah, we need the longer gears. Oh god, it's going to be like 140. That's not good enough. I could have sworn when I had this car in the benchmark it said top speed was 180. That's why I didn't really think much about the gearing, unless I managed to goof something. Unless I maybe moved slightly by... I should have moved slightly by accident. That wasn't changing anything. Who knows? Regardless, we are... Unless we've got 7 gears. Why we would have 7 gears, I have no idea. Okay, we don't quite buzz the limiter. It is basically at the limiter by the end of this straight. Oh, good God, it's so bad through there. That is horrific. It just doesn't turn. It really doesn't turn. I mean, I knew this was going to be the case. All right, that's fine. That's expected. I've got to adjust. I've got to drive to, you know, the conditions. I've got to drive to what the car is capable of. Here comes that Falcon. I know I'm scared of the Ford. I know there's not much I can really do about it. We're definitely much better than the Ford off-road. Yeah, I mean, this thing is built, as a lot of my cars often are, but this thing is built to be good. Well, the theory was it would be better on dirt than a lot of the other power machines by being all-wheel drive with a standard tyre combination, and then hopefully still fairly good on the tarmac. Oh, the all-wheel drive traction being helpful. I did not mean to squeeze the Falcon to the inside. I really don't have a huge amount of control over where my car goes. in this one. The Fury is out wide. We've got all sorts of vehicles have come to join this little group. We will fly back past the Audi. Points are not looking great for us here. It's not likely to be a best round against. The Quattro has nothing. I do have better top end than the Falcon. It's just the Ford turns much better than I do. Much better through these corners. I've got to try and not make any silly mistakes, ideally. Oh, Quattro, didn't realise that was going to be there. Should have looked. Didn't. Should have paid attention to that one. I was a bit of a fool, but there we go. Mustang has lagged. Where is the Mustang going to appear? I don't know. We may end up punting a Mustang towards turn 1. If I do, I'm very sorry. As you will see when you watch back the video, I have no idea where your car is. That's a lot of lag going on there. I can't turn the corner anyway. A bit irrelevant, really. Alright, we'll see what the Quattro can do about chasing down the Falcon. We've got the... I think the Fury's more along the lines of my car here. It might be all-wheel drive as well. I think it must be with its performance on the dirt. I don't think it's rear-wheel drive. It would be quite like that. It's just, yeah, big and heavy and struggle with these corners, but traction and power at least helps a little bit. Come on, Buick. There we go. On to the back straight we go. We can pull a gap. So the Beetle is up in this group by virtue of monumental corner speed and then no top end at all. It can work around this track. So this is not a pure power circuit here because of these corners like this one. You need to have some grip. If you've got a good enough handling car that can carry the momentum around these turns, you can still make good lap time. God, please turn. And the Beetle is up into 5th place now. Can I fend it off for a couple of laps? That might actually be a concern. I don't think, sadly, I can catch the Bullet car here. And the Mustang's actually doing good. It's not that far away from that top 2. Points are not looking great for us, unfortunately. I definitely think we've got cars much better suited to the dirt. The thing is, we're going to need to win one time. The way these adventures are set up, you can't rely just on dirt performance. You're going to have to win a tarmac race, a tarmac round as well. I don't know whether we've got the cars to do that. I certainly haven't myself here. Maybe on a very specific kind of track, I don't know. A specific kind of track and a nice spot on the grid I could maybe defend from everything. But you saw how the cars can just dispatch me around this track. There's just not much I can do. I mean, we have run away from the Beetle at least. That's something. All the time the Beetle's fallen back behind the Fury. We want the Beetle to be ahead of the Fury, we just don't want it near us. If I can help it. I just don't think we're not going to be able to get enough points at the moment. Having 11th and 12th, not ideal for us. Let's slow down for first corner. It's just, we're losing that little bit of time a lap, maybe a second a lap to the cars ahead. And there's nothing I can do. I can't drive this car any harder. If the gears were a bit longer, it'd be nice, but I don't actually think that's making much of a difference. We're not physically buzzing the limiter. It might only make a tiny difference, but it's definitely not much. So I'm glad that didn't come true anyway. We will. There we go, we're fine. Almost hit the wall. Yeah, be a little bit of a no man's land race after the first couple of laps. Did think this wasn't going to be a good track for me, or wasn't going to be an ideal track for me. Again, though, you know, when you're at a track that you know your car's not going to be strong or not likely to enjoy, the fact that we can still score a 4th, you know, still get those 400 points, that is important. It is helpful to be able to score points like that consistently with a car. Sadly, we're not just quite able to get enough points elsewhere in this one. It is going to be a round victory to Blue Team. We're going to miss out on the podium, but the Buick, it could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse for the Buick. Okay. It's 2-1 to Blue Team overall in the adventure. There is still a chance for us. We definitely need to run well when we go off-road for the next race. We are off-road next, the Highland Farm Scramble. As far as off-road tracks go, this one is curious. Oh, I'm at the back. Bugger. This is the track that could be good for me. It's dirt, but it is a fast dirt circuit. Now, my traction should be good, my relative top speed to everything else should be good. That being said, as far as off-road tracks go, this one isn't that bad for cars not on rally tyres, but if the car's not so suited to off-road, this track isn't the worst for it. We'll have to see. As I've said a lot of words basically saying I'm not sure quite what we're going to see out of this race. I feel like it should be good, but yeah, I don't know. We'll do what we can, hope for the very best. There is going to be a couple of corners that my car is going to hate. Would be nice to start towards the front, but I guess we can't always have the nice grid spots. The Bullet is out wide through there, and I will get past that. We will hopefully pass the Fury down here. The Anglia may have missed a checkpoint. Oh, we're going to shoot the gap between all sorts of cars there. Now, the Ford is not so good on the dirt. This much we do know. The Falcon doesn't quite like the dirt as much as it does the tarmac. Can we chase down these two? That is the big question. I mean, if we're going to win this race, we're really going to have to do this the hard way, because we've basically come from the back. Oh god, the speed of the Buick is immense. I've got nowhere to go with it. I do want to get past at some point. We'll go past the Beetle. What do we like on the bumps? I can't remember what suspension this car's on. I think it might have been put on rally, because I knew what I was going to need it for, basically. There we go. We will slide the car a little bit on the exit there. I think we might have got the ticket for this one. This might be good for the Regal if I don't do anything stupid. It's kind of weird saying that when we are against literally the most significant rally car ever. Maybe the Stratos could argue that case. It's definitely between the Stratos and the Quattro for most significant rally car. And I'm in a Buick that is better off-road. It's the car to have, perhaps, in this. Although, I say that, don't miss a checkpoint, don't piss this one away. If we can get this done somewhere. Oh, I think Stallion went to give us the inside and I didn't realise they were going to do it, so I ended up making that a lot more difficult for myself. Oh, get on the brakes, get on the brakes. Please slow down, please slow down, please slow down. There we go, okay. We've still got a good few laps to try and make something happen. The Falcon's actually coming back into this now, which is something we've got to worry about. Probably not helped by our little battle going on here. Oh, God, don't want to get stuck. I really don't want to fight my teammate through here side by side. We're going to, in the end. Oh, come on, Buick. We should have gone to the inside when we could have done in that previous moment. Now, you know the Quattro's going to turn better than I do. I've just got to set it up out. Basically, I've got to set it up nicely out of this section. If I can do that, then we can pass it and be clear of it by turn 1. But I really got to get set up. Or we end up playing rear gunner against the Falcon. I don't want to fight the Falcon, really. Come on, Buick. Oh, the Ford is right there as well. This is going to be a fantastic battle, I can sense. Yeah, we may have missed our chance now because we've got problems from the Ford. Or either that, I think we've got problems with the Ford, the Audi might have found just a little bit of pace around this track. Can I look for a way past? Where am I going to look for a way past? How am I going to get it done? Not like that, that's a terrible line. Through all of that. Come on Buick, don't understeer so much through there. I need all of your power, I need all of your grip, I need everything if we're going to beat the car. I shouldn't have spoken too soon about the comedy of a Buick chasing down a Quattro. Maybe. I mean, the Quattro is my teammate at the end of the day, and if we have to play rear gunner, I really want to win this race, mostly because we were laughing about the Buick being fast here, and I now feel like the curse of the commentator may have struck me down in my prime. I've got a Falcon, yeah, the Falcon is all over the back of us, and I think the Quattro's just got enough pace now that I can't quite match it, but we will see what we can do on this final lap. Here we go, we're on the brakes early towards turn 1. We have to be with this car because it doesn't get stopped amazingly well. Neither does the Falcon. Points are close in this. Points are very, very close between both of the teams. Not very, not quite 50 points, but a little slip up could cost Red Team quite a lot here. Oh, yeah, we're not going to catch the Quattro now. I can't get my car to change direction all that well. That section, that's what's costing me. I should have been maybe a little slower across the bridge to set it up for the run onto the dirt. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but all of that stuff, but we're busy fighting with the Ford now. And the Ford is to the inside. This is where we could be in danger. Now, I just can't turn it. can't turn my car well enough through there. Can I outrun the Falcon? I mean, the Quattro might actually be at a spot of bother here. We are both closer than we have been previously. I turned in a bit too late through there. Quattro hopefully will hold on to it. Oh, it's close, but it does just. The Falcon bobbles across the line. Yeah, we had pace early on. The Quattro figured out how to get some speed out of that car. Did get the victory, and we are going to get the round win, thankfully, in all of that. The Buick was good. Yeah, if I'd taken my opportunity, I think if I'd got past at that point, I think we could have won, but I went the wrong way. And yeah, after that I just didn't recover in time. Slightly disappointed in myself in that one. However, a podium's still a podium. You know, the Buick is doing good. Well, this is it, the final round and the deciding round of the adventure. Please be on the front row. Please be on the front row. Please be on the front row. Okay, that's not too bad. Where is... the Falcon's fairly close. Okay. This is going to be something. Is it going to be good for me? I'm not sure. If I can get to the front, this track I can be really awkward to overtake. But I've got to get to the front. I've got to get to the front and hold it again, and the Falcon is too close, I think, for me to be able to do what I would want to do. Now, oh, come on, Buick, how good is... It really comes down to just how good is the Falcon in the corners. We know we're going to monster everything else down the straights. I'm always not fussed about that. And if we fall, but if we're behind these two, don't really mind. Because I can make it awkward for them into the hairpin, especially for, oh, blue team car. Yeah, I am still there. And then we can use just brute force on the exit, but I've got to keep the Ford behind us. Might use my teammate as a block. Nope, not quite able to. Here comes that Falcon. It's got a lot of speed, but not quite. Oh, it might have a better handling, though. You're going to be on the outside, though. Do you want to be on the outside through there, especially against an understeering Buick? I wouldn't, personally. And sure enough, we have fought that car off. That's a brave pass. If you pull that off, well done. Doesn't quite work in the end. Now we're going to take a kind of defensive. It's a slow line through there, but the more important thing is I slow the Falcon down. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think I'm just too difficult to drive to make this defensive technique work here. Oh. Come on, yeah, the Ford just turns so much better. We have got the acceleration. I've defended around this track for many a lap before, but we are just too understeery. Points are close. We really need to get our Quattro past. I really have to beat the Bullet. We've got to get the Quattro past the Bullet as well. Now I'm going to just... there's a tiny tap on the brakes there to let the Audi go. Unfortunately, I think, because we're just going to blitz it down this next straight. The Audi's in that really awkward place. If we can pass the Bullet here, we actually take the lead in terms of points, which is important again. Oh, come on. Come on. Here we go. We're ahead once more of the Mustang. The Falcon's not got a million miles away, and if it gets into trouble, we are there. Now here comes that Mustang to the inside. Now, so don't fight the teammate too much, but we've got to fight the Ford. We've got to fight that Mustang, because we've got to get second at the moment by the looks of it. I'm trying, it's really difficult to do this. We're trying, that might work. I'm trying to get to a point where we can box in the Mustang but not box in with Audi. That's really difficult to do when you're trying to fight with what is not a very cooperative car at this track. Now, I'm not going to turn in on the Audi. As long as it gives me some space down here, I'm happy. And indeed, it does look like we've got that. So we've got a little bit of gap to the Mustang for us too. I actually don't know who's going to be the quicker out of me and the Quattro over the course of a lap, because we're both getting our lap speed very, very differently. I don't want to hold the Quattro up, but I know if I let it past, all it's going to do is just, it's going to immediately get repassed as soon as we get to a straight. I mean, I'll leave it space here, for example. There's no point me defending the inside, no point me fighting it. Sadly, let's let the Mustang through, although one of the blue cars missed a checkpoint, so that's not good. Can I make the Mustang not be able... I was trying to have it block the Mustang's line to the inside. If I could have got to the inside of the Mustang, it would have stopped it from being able to try a pass on the Quattro, but I couldn't quite do it. Can we line ourselves up here? We get up the hill quite nicely. Not going to be close enough to do anything at the hairpin, not expecting to. I mean, even if I was, I'm not going to be able to outbrake these cars. Oh, come on, turn, you boat. There we go. Oh, Mustang's got into trouble with the street furniture there. That's what we like to see. Can we breeze past it down here and get in front by the braking zone? Oh, yes we can. Perfect. That Ford is not going to enjoy that, but it was perfectly fair. That is quite a, let's say, a harsh overtake. It's very difficult to deal with a car like mine at this track. It is not quick enough in the corners to be competitive at the very front, but I can really piss off a Mustang. Sorry, goodbye. Because yeah, we can just put the car, we get so far, away. But that might be a little too wide into turn one. We might still save it, because again, we can just mash the throttle. We've got the traction because it's all-wheel drive and humongous tyres. So we can just mash the throttle out of all of these corners and just build a gap, and it's so difficult to deal with. Come on. Here we go. The Mustang will get underneath, and that's fine. I'm not going to fight it doing that. We're not going to argue with it getting underneath, because I can, again, we'll get on the power and we'll run away. You know, it is fundamental that I beat the Mustang. I should point this out here. I have got to beat the Mustang if we are going to get a red team victory. So this defending is very, very important. The Mustang tries something to the inside. We cannot lose a position here for red team. The Mustang is throwing it at these corners. It knows the importance of trying to get this spot, but it also has not got the time to do anything. We are going to take a third place, an incredibly important podium for the Buick at the street circuit. Fourth will go to the Mustang. Fifth goes to our Beetle. The Fury takes a sixth place. If we can get seventh and ninth, then we are done, and we will have scored enough points to take this round, and that will give us, we do indeed, take the round, and it will give us the victory over... Ooh, how did we suddenly just jump a bunch of points? Oh, we've got 11th rather than 12th as well. Ah, there we go. A little bit more comfortable at the end. I guess maybe the Daytona missed a checkpoint. Whew. That's close. That's a good adventure. I like the Buick. It was good at some tracks. It was a bit of a funky build. I've built better in terms of B-class cars of this style. However, for this, it was successful at the end of the day. It got a race win. It fought valiantly at some tracks, which is always good fun in something a little bit different. So yeah, well worth a build. That though is going to be it for this video. If you'd like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the VSTC sign up section, and you can register to take part in there. That though is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.